Hi, guys. So we are ready to read our nonfiction book that's paired with our story, A Plump and Perky Turkey. If you remember, in A Plump and Perky Turkey, the town was trying to find a turkey for Thanksgiving, and they tried to trick the turkey, but the turkey ended up tricking them. So we're going to read a nonfiction book about Thanksgiving today, okay? And we're going to read about Thanksgiving traditions. And traditions is a word that we're going to talk about a lot this week. And then after Thanksgiving break, we're going to be talking about traditions that people use when they celebrate Christmas all over the world. So a tradition is just something that you do each year. So for example, it might be a tradition that you pass down that you always put up your Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving, or your tradition is that your whole family gathers and eats dinner together at somebody's house on Thanksgiving. So, a tradition is just something that you do each and every year with your family or with your friends that celebrates either a holiday or some type of special event. So, Thanksgiving traditions. All right, we know what this is. This is our table of contents. Very good. And our table of contents is one of those nonfiction, what we call text features. And text features help us read the book. So this nonfiction text feature, the table of contents, tells us where the information is in the book. So on page 1, we're going to learn about what is Thanksgiving. On page 2, we're going to learn about who is Sarah Hell. On page 3, we're going to learn about yummy turkey. Page 4, the Macys Day Parade. Page 5, football. Page 6, making a wish. Page 7, pardoning a turkey. And then page 8, sharing thanks. All right, so what is Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is a day that people in the United States and Canada set aside to have a feast. Remember, a feast is a big meal, very good, and say thank you for all the blessings in their life. This special day is the fourth Thursday of November in the United States. And then it's the second Monday in October in Canada. So they have the same holiday, they just don't celebrate it at the same time. They've already had their Thanksgiving. There are lots of conflicting accounts of what happened on the first Thanksgiving and what it looked like with the settlers in the United States. But we know that the settlers had a very difficult time adjusting to the weather and learning how to grow their own food in their new land. The feast was meant to celebrate having food on the table and getting through the hardest time of their journey so far. So how it started was they were just thankful and made a big dinner because they had been to where it had been really cold and they'd been starving all winter and they made it through. So who is Sarah Hell? Sarah Hell is known as the mother of Thanksgiving. She was a well-known writer and editor in the 1800s. She even wrote the poem Mary Had a Little Lamb and helped start a magazine called the American Ladies Magazine. In the 1830s, Sarah Hell began pushing for a national holiday to help unify the country. She wanted everyone to come together and have a holiday that was set aside just to make everybody feel like they were together and a part of something. At the time, Thanksgiving was only a casual holiday, but only celebrated by some. So only some people did it. Despite the start of the Civil War, Hell kept writing articles urging Americans to put aside their differences and to rally around a holiday that would bring everyone together. After nearly 3 decades of effort, that's 30 years she worked on it, by the effort of Hell, President Lincoln granted her her wish. He wrote a proclamation declaring Thanksgiving a national holiday. So she wanted a day that was just for giving thanks, for getting along and being thankful for everything that you have. Yummy turkey. While the settlers most likely ate goose, duck, or wildfowl at their first feast, today Americans typically have turkey on Thanksgiving. There are a couple reasons for this tradition. The first reason for the tradition is because there was a journal entry from colonist William Bradford. So it's one of the first people that were here from in the colonies that speaks about hunting wild turkeys in 1621, which is when historians think the first Thanksgiving occurred. The other reason is for this custom is due to the fact that more people can be fed by a turkey than a chicken. Think about the size of a turkey. A turkey is really big, it has more meat on it, so it's going to feed more people. And if you're trying to feed a whole group of people, chicken wouldn't go very far. It also seemed a little fancier than your typical pork dish. While cranberry sauce is a popular side dish now, it definitely would not have been at the first Thanksgiving feast because sugar was very, very rare. So they didn't have a lot of stuff that make it sweet like sugar. The Macy's Day Parade. The Macy's Day Parade was first performed on Thanksgiving Day in 1924, so that's almost 100 years ago, to celebrate the many migrant workers at the department store. The workers had expressed how sad they were not to have the elaborate processions, that's like parades, that they normally had from their homelands. The parade also served as a reminder to help people shop at Macy's as they prepared for their holiday gift giving. Originally, the parade featured animals such as lions and tigers, but this frightened children. Puppeteer Tony Sarg came up with the idea to have hot air balloons controlled by strings high in the sky so that thousands of people in the crowd could see them. To this day, the parade is extremely popular and features performances by marching bands, singers, and dancers. Football. Starting in 1920, when the National Football League originated, football games became a highlighted televised event on Thanksgiving Day. At this time, there were only 3 games on Thanksgiving, one hosted by the Dallas Cowboys, one hosted by the Detroit Lions, and the third that changed each year. The idea behind the games being played on Thanksgiving Day is that most people have the day off work, so it's a great opportunity for families to watch and cheer on their teams together. Some families even like to play their own game of backyard football before or after their Thanksgiving feast. The tradition starts with 2 people holding onto the ends of the bone and pulling. The person that ends up with the larger part of the bone when it breaks is said to be the winner. Whatever they wish for will come true. This ritual dates all the way back to the time of the Romans, except they used chicken bones. They thought that chickens could predict the future and bring good luck to the victor. So whoever won would have good luck. Pardoning a turkey. Since the 1940s, there has been a long-standing tradition of the National Turkey Federation presenting a president with a live turkey. This event is televised and many people are present at the White House to watch. The president pardons the turkey from becoming dinner. That means he says you don't have to be dinner. The turkey is then taken to a farm where he lives the rest of his natural life. This is a picture of President Ronald Reagan during the pardoning of the male turkey known as Tom in 1983. Sharing thanks. Many people take the opportunity to share what they are thankful for on Thanksgiving. This can be done in many ways, but here are some ideas. Some people choose to say a blessing at the time people talk about what they are thankful for. Other families may have a blessing basket. Everyone writes down what makes them happy, and then the basket is passed around so family members can take turns reading the answers out loud. For some people, this may be too private, so they just choose to think about what it is in their own heads. However it is done, Thanksgiving is a great chance to be grateful and spend time with loved ones. All right. So since you guys saw some of the Thanksgiving traditions in this book, some people have, what you're going to do now is you're going to connect to Seesaw and you're going to tell me about your traditions. So you're just going to use the mic tool and you're going to tell me what your family does for Thanksgiving. Is there a certain place that you go to? Is there a certain meal that you have? What's your favorite thing that you eat that you always cook on Thanksgiving? So just tell me how your family celebrates Thanksgiving and their traditions that they have. All right. Thanks, guys.